Let's take a look at Cardano. Last time we looked at Cardano was on November the 6th. Here is a recap. When the price spiked up from this low to this high and then retraced to about $1. If we look at in terms of how much it retraced based on this Fibonacci retracement from this high to about $1, we are looking at about 61.8% retracement. And now if we look at the same sort of like retracement when Cardano ran from $1 at this point all the way to about $3.09, the retracement is exactly around 61.8%. So there's a very good probability that this $1.85 could be the bottom for this retracement. Another thing is when Cardano spiked up and then retrace started this consolidations, the whole process took about 3 months. Then the price broke out. And if we look at what's happening now after Cardano spiked up and then started this retracement, right now it's almost 3 months as well. So history were to repeat itself. And if we look at how Cardano was doing, it was forming a descending triangle with 1 as the major support price. We are seeing the same thing here. Cardano is very much forming the descending triangle with $1.85 as this major support line. Now, examine the volume when the price spike up. Volume spike up. When the price retrace and consolidate, volume slow down. The same thing when the price spike up, volume pick up. And then when Cardano entered this consolidation phase, we can see the volume slowing down. Looking at the Bollinger Band contracted really well. The width got very tight. After that, major spike up in price. Ran all the way up. The Bollinger Band get way overextended. Then the price started to drop and then consolidate. The Bollinger Band contracted. It get to the point where the width of the band is extremely tight. Then after that, we saw this major spike up in price. And then again, the Bollinger Band get way overextended. That's why Cardano started this retracement and then consolidations. At this point, we see that the width of the band get very, very tight. Very similar to right before the spike up. Also, another thing to observe is at this point, the band get very tight. After that, the price slowly retrace even more. This is more like a shakeout period. And once it tests the support, bounce right back up, and after that, the price broke down. I see the same thing here. Right at this point, the width of the band get extremely narrow, similar to this. And then after that, we saw this price drop. Looking at the stochastic oscillator, when Cardano was in this consolidation mode, the signal line were pretty much in this way oversold territory. And now we're seeing the same thing again. Another thing to observe is prior to this major run-up in price, during this consolidation phase, the candles are very short in length. And that is the same thing that I'm seeing right now. Cardano is in the process of trying to stay over this 10 days moving average. So based on all the indicators that we have just examined, there is a very high probability that Cardano is near or very near the end of this retracement and consolidation phase. It likely found bottom at $1.85. So the key is for Cardano to trade over this red line, which is the 10 days moving average. So the price I'm looking for is at $2. I like to see Cardano trade at or above $2 and stabilize over $2 for at least 2 or 3 days. Then begin to run up, retest this 50 days moving average and cross over that. If Cardano can cross over the 10 days moving average and stabilize over that, then we are definitely going to see the next bull run. Fast forward, this is the daily chart for Cardano, and the data I have is to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on November the 8th. 2 days ago, when we look at Cardano, November the 6th, that's when Cardano was struggling, trying to stay above this red line, which is the 10 days moving average. And it was able to close above that, and the following day continued to trend a little bit higher. again was able to ride the 10-day moving average. Then yesterday, buyer stepped in and pushed the price all the way up. Cardano ran up and tested the 50 days moving average and was able to close right at the day's high, which is a very bullish sign. Today's trading session, we seen Cardano was able to cross over the 50-day. That is another major milestone. The price since then retraced. Right now, Cardano is trading at around $2.10 or about 0.7% lower. And I do anticipate earlier during the trading session, we would have some sort of retracement like that. But there's very high probability given how powerful the upward momentum is. I do believe buyer will again step in and push the price up. Then there's a very high probability that Cardano should be able to retest the 50 days and hopefully it can close today's trading session above the 50-day. So our new target price to observe is right at around 215. I like to see Cardano close today at or above 215. At that price, Cardano would be comfortably trading over this 50 days moving average, stabilizing over 215. Then we're looking at Cardano definitely begin this new bull run. Let's look at some other indicators. The stochastic oscillator is definitely showing this very nice upward momentum. The blue signal line now is leading the red line and the gap is getting wider. Yesterday when the price spiked up, the volume also spiked up as well. We like to see the buying momentum continue and the volume continue to increase. The 10 days moving average now is reversing direction and is trending upward. So I would say within the next 4 or 5 days, if Cardano continue to trade over the 50 days moving average, then there's a very good probability that the 10-day would cross over and lead the 50 days. And when that happens, that would be a very bullish sign. So there is a very high probability that Cardano already found bottom at this $1.85. And it is in the process of beginning this new bull run. Cardano is going to get exciting again. That is assuming if Bitcoin continue to stabilize and trend higher as it is doing right now. The next major resistance that I like to see Cardano cross and trade over is at 215, above this white line, which is the 50 days moving average. If Cardano can do that, the next resistance level would be at 228. Cross over that, it would run to about 245, where it would be retest this prior high. And then 278, 310, which is the target price for the breakout of this falling wedge. And then momentum should push it to about 350. I do expect at 350 there would be selling pressure. Cardano would likely retrace, consolidate, and hopefully, if I am right, it would be building the handle for this nice cup and handle base. And a breakout at this point would take Cardano to my new target price of $4.25. That's it for this video. And don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe. And make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at VietMaxim because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.